The celestial palace of Andromeda Prime had never witnessed such an unusual sight. Leo Martinez, the only human aboard the vast crystalline structure, stood in the royal kitchen with ingredients that would have baffled any of the Empire's finest chefs. In his hands were things considered primitive, almost barbaric by galactic standards: tomatoes, garlic, olive oil, and dried pasta. Bella, the Empress of the Andromedian Collective, had summoned him 3 cycles ago. Not as a dignitary, not as a representative of Earth's fledgling interstellar government, but as something far more curious, a culinary consultant. The request had puzzled the entire diplomatic corps. Why would an empress who commanded 17 star systems care about human food? The truth, Leo had discovered, was devastatingly simple. Bella was dying of something no Andromedian physician could cure: complete sensory deprivation brought on by centuries of synthetic nutrition. Andromedians had evolved beyond the need for traditional sustenance approximately 4,000 years prior. Their food was pure energy, converted directly at the molecular level into whatever their bodies required. Efficient, perfect, utterly devoid of experience. "You understand the risk, human Leo," Bella's voice echoed through the kitchen, though she stood perfectly still near the entrance. Her form was breathtaking, a being of luminescent blue skin that shifted through deeper purples when she experienced strong emotions, with eyes that contained actual starlight captured from her home system's binary suns. "I understand your radiance," Leo replied, setting a pot of water on the thermal inductor. The device adjusted automatically, bringing the water to a precise boil. "But I still don't understand why you chose me. There are thousands of human chefs far more qualified." Bella moved closer, her robes of living light rippling with each step. "The answer is in your file, Leo Martinez. Before you became a xenocultural liaison, you were a hospice worker on Earth. You cooked meals for the dying. Simple meals. Meals that brought comfort in final days." Leo's hands paused over the garlic cloves. She'd done her research. His grandmother, his father, countless patients. He'd cooked for all of them when medicine had nothing left to offer. Simple pasta with tomato sauce. Grilled cheese sandwiches. Chicken soup. Foods that spoke of home, of memory, of love. "I'm not dying in the way your species dies," Bella continued, settling onto a chair that materialized beneath her. "But I am fatting. My people have forgotten what it means to taste existence. We process data, we calculate pleasure, we simulate satisfaction. But we don't feel anymore. I wanted to understand what we'd lost before I transcend into the collective consciousness next season." The weight of her words hung in the air like a gravitational field. Leo selected a knife, a real steel blade he'd brought from Earth, and began dicing the garlic. The sound of the knife against the cutting board was sharp, rhythmic, almost musical in the sterile silence of the advanced kitchen. "Why haven't you told your people?" Leo asked, working the garlic into a fine mince. "Because they would consider it regression. Our entire civilization is built on the principle of optimization. To voluntarily engage with something as inefficient as biological digestion, as unpredictable as flavor, as messy as cooking." She paused, watching his hands work. "It would be seen as madness. An empress going mad would destabilize the collective." Leo heated olive oil in a pan, the golden liquid shimmering as it reached temperature. He added the garlic, and immediately the kitchen filled with an aroma that made Bella's starlight eyes widen. She stood abruptly, her form flickering between solid and translucent. "What is that?" Her voice carried a note Leo had never heard from her before: wonder. "Garlic cooking in olive oil. It's one of the foundational smells of human cooking, specifically Mediterranean cuisine from Earth." He stirred gently, watching the garlic turn golden. Smell is the most primitive sense. It connects directly to memory centers in the human brain. Bella approached the stove, leaning down to breathe in the scent. Her skin shifted through a dozen colors Leo had no names for. "We eliminated our olfactory systems 3 millennia ago, deemed them redundant, but I had mine reconstructed for this meeting. I can smell it, Leo. It's like nothing in our databases." He crushed the tomatoes by hand, another thing that made the kitchen's AI systems flicker with confusion, and added them to the pan. The sauce began to simmer, filling the space with rich, acidic sweetness. Leo added salt, a pinch of sugar to balance the acid, dried basil, and oregano. The pasta water was boiling. He added salt, a generous handful that made the water taste like the sea, and then the spaghetti. 12 minutes. He'd make it al dente, the way his grandmother had taught him. "In my culture," Leo said, stirring the sauce, "food is never just fuel. It's memory. It's love. It's connection. My grandmother used to say that when you cook for someone, you're giving them a piece of your time, and time is the only thing in the universe we can't make more of." Bella was silent, watching the sauce bubble. Her skin had settled into a deep purple shade Leo's briefing materials had identified as profound contemplation. "The collective would say that's inefficient," she finally spoke. "That time is better spent on advancement, on progress, on expansion." "Maybe," Leo agreed, draining the pasta and adding it to the sauce. He tossed everything together, the starch from the pasta helping the sauce cling to each strand. "But what's the point of all that progress if you can't enjoy the journey, if you can't share a meal with someone and feel connected to them?" He plated the dish simply, a white plate that looked absurdly primitive against the advanced kitchen's smart surfaces. The pasta twisted into a perfect mound, the red sauce glistening, a few fresh basil leaves he'd grown in the ship's hydroponics bay on top. He grated fresh Parmesan cheese over it, the sharp, nutty aroma adding another layer to the symphony of smells. "It's ready, Your Radiance." Bella stared at the plate as if it were a singularity about to consume the galaxy. Her hands, which could command fleets with a gesture, trembled slightly as she picked up the fork. "How do I?" Leo demonstrated, twirling the pasta onto his own fork. Bella mimicked him, her movements uncertain. She raised the fork to her lips, lips that had spoken words of war, of peace, of laws that governed billions, and took her first bite. The change was immediate and profound. Bella's entire form rippled with colors that cascaded like auroras. Her starlight eyes, which had seen the birth and death of stars, widened with something beyond comprehension. Her mouth moved, processing textures and flavors her reconstructed biology was barely equipped to interpret. And then something unprecedented happened. From those ancient eyes, a single tear fell. It crystallized before it hit the table, becoming a perfect diamond of compressed emotion, a physical manifestation of feeling so intense it literally transformed matter. Then another tear, and another. Bella's voice broke something Leo had been told was physically impossible for Andromedians. "I can taste the sun, the soil, the time it took for these plants to grow. I can taste your hands working, your intention, your care. I can taste meaning." She took another bite, and another, her elegant table manners abandoned as tears continued to fall, creating a small collection of emotion diamonds on the table. Each one contained a different hue, representing feelings the Andromedian language had no words for because they'd been forgotten for millennia. "This sauce," she gasped between bites, "it's acidic and sweet and savory all at once. It's contradictory, it's imperfect, it's beautiful. How did we forget this? How did we decide that efficiency was worth more than this?" Leo sat down across from her, letting her experience the meal without interruption. He understood what was happening. This wasn't just about food. This was about rediscovering what it meant to be alive in a way that couldn't be calculated or optimized. When Bella finished, she sat back, her skin still shifting through colors like a sunset over an alien ocean. The diamonds of her tears glittered between them, physical proof that an empress had felt something real. "In your culture," Bella said quietly, "what would you call what I just experienced?" Leo smiled. We call it being human, but I think it's more universal than that. We call it being alive. Bella looked at the empty plate, then at her hands, then at Leo. I want my people to remember this, not just the taste, but the experience, the waiting, the anticipation, the imperfection, the connection. She gestured to the diamonds on the table. These tears, they're the first genuine emotions I've felt in 300 years of life, and they came from your simple earth meal. It's just pasta, Leo said softly. No, Bella corrected, her voice carrying the weight of her position once more, but tempered now with something warmer. It's proof that we lost our way, that in optimizing everything we optimized away our souls. She stood, collecting the emotion diamonds carefully. I will not transcend into the collective consciousness next season. Instead, I will learn to cook. I will learn to taste. I will learn to feel. And I will teach my people that progress without experience is just elaborate extinction. Leo nodded, beginning to clean the dishes by hand, another inefficiency that now seemed profoundly important. Same time tomorrow, Bella asked, a ghost of a smile crossing her luminescent features. Same time tomorrow, your radiance. We'll try making bread. Bread. The smell alone will make you cry again. Bella laughed, another first, and the sound was like music from a civilization remembering how to sing.